Welcome to the Den, guys. I think I fixed my mic problems and it was working before I started the live, so let me just make sure on my phone real quick. Hello, can anyone hear me? Hello, can anyone hear me? Okay, there we go. Got it. All right. So, yeah, I want to apologize for what happened at the collab with that dude live. I don't really know what happened. I'm using the same mic. I didn't change anything, so I don't happen. Welcome to the Den, RMO Warrior, and welcome. I'm glad to see you guys here. So feel free to ask any question that you have, whether it be football, gaming. You know the drill. Well, good thing is I got some preset questions in case, because I knew this would probably happen. Considering the fact I kind of had to put this live out of nowhere. So the Lions have had some new OTA stuff happen. Did you watch Loki at 2 a.m. like me? No. Loki's out already? I thought Loki didn't come out till Friday. I didn't know it came out at this time. Huh. Wait. Loki. Uh, what up, Will Dirks? Welcome to the Den. Feel free to ask any question. Will. Yeah. Oh, is this Will from. Oh, is this the actual, like, Will? Will? Like, from Fruitland? Yeah, just, uh, but, but yeah, like, uh, CRMO Warrior. What did you what did you well what up, Omar? Welcome to the Den. What up, One Pride 40? Welcome to the Den, man. Feel free to, I guess, if you want me to talk, if you have a question about Lions football, go ahead and ask, or just about anything I guess you want, and I will answer. Publin? That one? Is it Publin? I don't really know so much about, so it was a second and fourth rounder in exchange for Julio in the sixth, right? Right, Pride? 'Cause that's what I believe it was. So I personally think it was a good trade because Titans have to take up the most money, and I will say fair trade. Julio is a 32-year-old receiver, and while he will keep playing well, the Falcons are in big rebuild mode, and I think any more picks you can get is as much as you need. And the Falcons also, I don't think, could afford him as well. They already had so much cap that they were giving just to Julio and Matt Ryan, and soon they're going to have to extend Calvin Ridley and probably some other young players in the future. So they need to save up as much money as possible if Arthur Smith is going to succeed. Thank you. Okay, it's good. Good to know I'm correct. Yeah, I honestly, I feel like in the end, the Titans will look better for the trade because I think Julio's going to really improve that offense. Ryan Tannehill already had an insane statistical production with just Corey Davis and AJ Brown. Now you got AJ Brown and Julio Jones. Whew, that's a scary offense, and I think the Titans defense will improve a bit. I'm very excited to see what happens with it. I don't know. I'm not a huge Titans or Falcons person, so I don't know every single detail about it. But if the Falcons are in rebuild mode, why did they not select the quarterback? That doesn't make sense. Well, why did the Chiefs bring in Alex Smith? Even though even though he was a veteran, he wasn't this young quarterback. Clearly, they were in rebuild mode, right? I just think it's like an Alex Smith situation with the Chiefs. Yes, I have no idea what happened, man. I don't. It's the same mic. I didn't change anything in my settings. I just restarted my computer. I don't know why that. Like, I don't know. I don't know why it didn't work. We'll have to do a collab like next week or something, man. I'm so sorry that happened. Um, yeah, I don't know how it happened. It's weird. I'm even using StreamYard too. Like, it's not like it's a website thing. So I don't know. Sorry about that. But to continue back on One Pride's thing, it's just like a Chief situation with Alex Smith. They're trying to build a team first and then get a quarterback. I think it's also just to see how many years left have they got in Ryan, honestly, as well. Because if you already got yourself a quarterback, why even drafted a new guy? So then they may have also just not liked their quarterback options. Justin Fields was the top quarterback available, and people kind of, I don't know. It doesn't happen sometimes, I guess. So that's my thoughts for the Julio Jones things. Right now, they're trying to build a team before they draft their rookie quarterback, or maybe they have someone they have their eye on in the next draft in there. How do you plan a game against Henry, Julio, and Tannehill? No way you can shut that offense down. Fair. That is very fair. Um, I will say it's going to be interesting um that team's going to be because I feel like they could be very, very much of an explosive offense, but the question mark is their defense. Yeah, that dude. One Pride 40 answered your question. I'll give you a second while you gents. All right, and I'm back. I had my nose for a second. But yeah, I don't really know how you plan for Henry, Julio, and Tannehill, man. And you're forgetting one important piece, man. They also have AJ Brown in that offense too. That's a scary offense. I don't want to face them. Arthur Smith reminds me of Caldwell. Now, Arthur Smith is way more of a genius, in my opinion. Arthur Smith was a coach I was very interested in. My coaches when we were having our coaching search was Saleh or Saleh. I'm still hearing differing reports on that. What have I got into this? Okay, thank you, bro. Thanks for coming to the stream. And it was Arthur Smith, Dan Campbell, and Robert Saleh. And I was always kind of more of a Saleh Campbell guy, but I was very interested in Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is the guy who made Tannehill go off this last season, in my opinion. And his scheme is just good. He focuses on the strengths of what his team's got. And I'm very excited to see what that happens. I wanted Saleh and Dodds. I did too. That was a very popular, I guess, GM head coach combo for the Lions. But I honestly have no idea how that would have gone. I don't think Dodds wants to really be here all that much, and I really like what we have now. I really like Brad Holmes and Campbell Moore. I didn't really like the Jets draft all that much. I love the selection of Zach Wilson, but I did not get the selection of Elijah Moore. They already had a good slot in Jamison Crowder, so I wasn't a big fan of that move. But I don't know. I'm just really excited what we got. I think we're building the right team with the right coaches and everything. Like they just seem so on page with each other. Technically, Saleh came to Douglas, so that's my thing for that one. Hey, that dude agrees. By the way, I believe he's going live at 1:30 Central Time. So come to this guy's stream. It's kind of me shouting you out and an apology because of the failure of last week. Oh, I am so glad too. That guy is not. He's an analyst that does not make me happy. That man was like saying Devontae Smith was like the best draft pick we could have possibly gotten, and he was like praising that man. I'm not a huge Devontae Smith fan, and I don't even think he's the best receiver in our class. And to say we should have drafted Devontae Smith over Penei Sewell angered me. Oh, you already went live. Are you watching my thing on the live, or did I just miss that? Oh wow. Oh, that was a quick video. That was 32 minutes. Oh, okay. Never mind. You already did it. In there. Okay, yeah. Go still watch this video. Give them views, guys. Smith. Yeah. I don't know. Arthur Smith created some pretty good offenses for the Titans. I don't think about this. Corey Davis was a bust before the Titans came in. AJ Brown was a question mark. People didn't even think he was the best receiver, Ole Miss receiver. And that's just kind of what happened in my opinion. He's created good offense, and so I think that they're hoping that they. But my problem is their offense was already the question. Was not the question mark in Atlanta. It was their defense. But maybe they're hoping that it's be that something would have happened. I don't know. Whatever happened to the hype around Eric Bieniemy? I think probably the big thing is he had those legal troubles in the offseason. I also don't think he's as much of a motivator as coaches are supposed to be. Um, and he doesn't call plays. So he's kind of more like an assistant coach like Campbell. But even if he did call plays, there's still a question mark of is he a good coordinator because he's a good coordinator, or is he good because he has Andy Reid and he has Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelsey? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm there's so many question marks around Eric B that I was just kind of like, I'd rather get Campbell. And I don't know. And that was another good point that was actually just brought up by One Pride 40 here. He was an awful coordinator at Colorado. So we have like no experience of this guy. And I think it's showing that the reason this guy's getting all these interviews but never getting hired is he's maybe not as smart as the media is making him out to be. Chase was the best receiver in the class. Still wouldn't draft him. Same. I would have gone Penei Sewell over Ja'Marr Chase. I'm talking about Devontae Smith. Yeah. Oh. Uh, oh. Okay. I think I know what you mean. Yeah. I just wasn't a huge Devontae Smith guy. He seemed like he's at best a Calvin Ridley, and I wouldn't use the what do we had seventh overall pick, I believe. I would not have used the seventh overall pick to draft a Calvin Ridley. Which Calvin Ridley is great, but you can find a Calvin Ridley just about every draft. Andy Reid still needs him. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a Bill Belichick situation. Beats Eric Ellerby. I don't know who Eric Ellerby is. Nah. Yeah. He's gonna be top 3 tight end, and he's not 2 or 3. Just saying. You know, I have no idea, man. We haven't even seen a preseason snap from Tebow. All we've seen is the man look like he's jacked. Um, so if I don't know what will happen with Tebow. I didn't hate the move. I mean, the guy's at like a veteran's minimum on a 1-year contract. And he's not even guaranteed a roster spot. So if he works out like Logan Thomas or something did for the football team, or Terrell Pryor when he switched to receiver for Cleveland, good for him. I'm very happy for him on that one. But yeah, I don't know what happened for the rest. That dude got a kick out of that one. Glad you did. Man, this is exciting. This is definitely the most like viewers I've had in a live. So thanks for coming, guys. Like it's honestly just been such a blast so far. I'm pretty sure the Bengals got a bounty on Burrow at this point. Yeah, I don't know what the Bengals were thinking. I didn't like the move at all. Uh, I don't see how you think their first round draft pick, Jonah Williams, didn't really do all that much last year, and then you go ahead and bring in Riley Reef, who we all know as Lions fans is not that great of a tackle. He's okay, he's fairly good, but he's just not that good of a lineman. To think that Jackson Carman and Riley Reef are going to solve all your offensive line woes, ha 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 ha, it's not going to work. Tim Tebow is going to be like MJ in basketball. Baseball. Oof, oof. Uh, I don't know. We have no basis on that. I mean, he is athletic. We've seen the athletic ability of Tim Tebow. So I don't know. I don't care. I mean, if he does good, he does good. I know he's a good guy, so I respect that about him. But really, at the end of the day, he's Tim Tebow. Riley Reef is awful. You can also ask Viking fans too. Yep. The only reason that anyone could ever actually think Riley Reef is good is because they just looked at his sack numbers and that's it. The man allows a lot of pressure and is not that great of a run blocker. There's a reason the Vikings let him go. He's an above average tackle at best. So the Bengals screwed up. And they should just move Jonah Williams to guard and get Penei Sewell then. That would have been an improved O line. I would not have minded them signing Riley Reef, still drafting Carman, drafting Penei Sewell at left tackle, and moving Jonah Williams to guard. And that's a pretty good line that they had there and giving Burrow time. I mean, they already had T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. They already had options, and they could have gotten someone in the third round that would have been a quality receiver. Instead, they just greedy screwed up. I don't know what the Bengals were thinking by passing on Penei Sewell. Also got Su'a-Filo. Who's Su'a-Filo? Su'a-Filo Bengals. Who in the name is this guy? What the? Is he good? Facts. That's honestly facts. Who's this Su'a-Filo? He's barely has any playing time. What is this? He's a second round draft pick, so at least he has that higher end. He's awful every year. Wow, this man's like big V levels of bad. One year he had like 480 snaps and he allowed six, and then in 2017 he allowed 8 sacks. Man, that's what are the Bengals doing there, man? Uh that's hard, that dude. I would say 7 wins is my guess. We have some question marks, and for one, we don't know how good. As much as I love Penei Sewell, we don't know how good he's going to be day one. I really hope he's good day one, but we don't know. We don't know how good that rest of the receiver core is, and we don't know how good the defense is going to be. As much as improved as I think it is going to be, it is not. There's no provability among our team, but I really like what we have. I mean, Luke G puts it best. We had 3 wins in the last regime. We had an injured Stafford. So, I don't know. Preseason predictions? Well, not 4-0 because we all know what happened last time we went 4-0 in the preseason. Bengals fans think they beating us with what? Their own line of theirs? With their quarterback who didn't even reach 7 yards per throw? It's coming off an ACL injury of his. I don't know. Eagles fans think they will roll us too. Huh? Huh? With what O line? The what? Why? Why do Eagles fans think they'll roll us? They have an even more unproven quarterback than ours. They're letting go of Zach Ertz. They didn't even address their O line well. I still have question marks. They have an overrated and older Slay. The I think the Bengals have a better chance at beating us than the Eagles do. And if I recall, didn't we beat them last time we faced? Yeah, in 2019 we faced the Eagles and we beat them. That was before the great fall of Wentz. They ain't beating us. They don't have an O-line because of their amazing receiver core. Oh yes, because other than Devontae Smith, they have such amazing receivers, right? Like that is just sad if they think that that amazing receiver core is going to solve their problems. Devontae Smith, man, Devontae. I don't even care. Even if Devontae Smith does become that Heisman player, none of the other receivers are any good. Jalen Reagor was awful last year. Travis Fulgham was good for a couple games, but then they just took him out of the rotation. Like, I don't even get it. I'm calling it Hurts gets hurt. Probably. I don't. We don't. Even, he's not even their guaranteed starter. Apparently, they're putting Joe Flacco in to compete with them. I don't know. Oof. What a roast, man. I don't know about that one, but honestly, yeah, I think the Bengals I think will be a bit better. But my biggest thing is they have a terrible, terrible, terrible head coach who's done nothing to prove that he's worthy of that head coaching hiring. They don't have that improved of a defense. Their O line is still awful, and they have a quarterback returning from an ACL injury who didn't even have that fantastic of a rookie year, so we don't even know what Burrow's level is. Burrow was on pace for as bad of a season as Goff. So I cannot give the Bengals a win over us until I see something different. So, do we think Austin Bryant injury is small and he'll stay on the team? Depends on how much camp he misses. I mean, he's been hurt every single year. He's had very little playing time, and so far the whole regime has been kind of emphasizing on health. My biggest thing with Austin Bryant is even when he's been out, he hasn't done much, but he's been a great special teams asset. I believed he had that block kick. And I do think his potential is bigger than that of Charles Harris, but Charles Harris is at least healthy. But if Austin Bryant stays hurt, I think he's gone. I like the potential of him. I know we've all seen the hype videos for Bryant. We've all know his college potential, but he needs to stay healthy. Yeah, even one Brad Forty agrees with me on this one. Is Zac Taylor better than Patricia though? I don't know. Zac Taylor is slightly better, but not by much. Patricia, the only reason I think that's even the thing is because at least Zac Taylor didn't have to deal with the whole 10-player thing. And at least Zac Taylor doesn't make his old players want to leave. I don't know what has Zac Taylor done to even earn a slight amount of respect. Andy Dalton regressed under him. Joe Burrow didn't play that well. They didn't get him an O line. Nobody's really exploded under Zac Taylor, other than maybe Joe Mixon. But Joe Mixon was already kind of a guaranteed going to be a good player. One pride for you. It always sucks when a draft player doesn't go out well, but I don't know. It maybe happens. John, I don't really know what will happen with Austin Bryant. We've seen players get injured and get cut, such as Raheem Boyd, but he hasn't been cut yet. And from what I've heard, it's a minor injury, so there's still hope that he gets a role. Do you think an undrafted receiver or DB will make the team? Yes, I actually do. I think either Javon McKinley or John Adams Jr. will make the team. One of those two. For one, the reason I think it's most likely Javon McKinley is he had the 100K guaranteed. And I actually really like some of his tape. He's an explosive player. And the biggest problem I have with him, though, is he's been injured a lot of his career. And that's, as we know, the Lions are trying to emphasize health. And he doesn't have the greatest speed in the world. But the thing I like so much about McKinley is he always looks angry whenever he gets tackled. I like that mentality. That seems like a kneecap biter mentality that I really, really like. John Adams, that man has just some fantastic plays. Dose Dion put it best, the human highlight reel. That man has some really good plays, and I really love John Adams. And I'm very excited to see more what he can do. He's got the size, he's got long arms. He's had some pretty explosive plays at Arkansas State. Can't stay healthy, and Flowers is gone next year too. Probably, but not Flowers. Flowers is honestly one of our better players. His pressure numbers are good. Um, I don't think Flowers will be gone. He's one of our best defensive players. I I don't know if he might have to have a restructure if he doesn't. But he's only been injured 1 year. And in 2019 he had a pretty underrated year. I think Flowers is going to be a secured stay unless he doesn't succeed this next year at outside linebacker. But he's had success at outside linebacker in New England, so I think he'll be fine here. Hot seat right now is Han, Bryant, and Harris. Which Harris? There's Charles Harris and Will Harris. Because if it's, but actually, honestly, both are in the hot seat here. Man, freaking running nose here, guys. I think Han is in trouble. Yeah, everyone. I think no, he's definitely in trouble. And Jay Sean Cornell, dang man, Quinn was that bad. Quinn, okay, Cornell's a 7th round pick. I don't really blame Quinn for that one. I mean, there's no way Quinn could have known that he was going to do that, and he had some things that has potential, but he's out. There's no way he makes a team. Oh no, if he's hurt, you're gone for sure. But small injury, he's healthy for preseason. I don't know. I hope he'd stay. Maybe, maybe. I don't. I don't really know if he'll stay. I want the best player. I do not want to go with sentiment anymore. I wanted to keep Slake as a sentiment. I wanted to keep Stafford as a sentiment. I gotta realize we gotta do what's gotta matter to win. And if Brian can't stay healthy or he doesn't produce more in special teams and Charles Harris is out producing him, then I want him gone. I only want winners here. I want kneecap biters who are going to lead us to a win. We are not going to be the same old Lions anymore. I'm very excited for our future. I got told Jonah is below average, and I said he's grossly underrated. He's pretty good. I think he's above average, but if we look here, he hasn't exactly done much. Jonah Jackson. He's honestly probably the only like actual solid player. Well, actually, do you mean Jonah Jackson or do you mean Jonah Williams for the Bengals? Because that kind of depends. But I don't know. Because if you're meaning like Jonah Williams, then yeah, maybe. But anyone who says Jonah Jackson is a below average guard is just looking at the 5 sacks and not how he's actually played or watched film. Jonah Jackson made all rookie teams before getting released multiple times. Okay, Jonah Jackson. Yeah, Jonah Jackson made all rookie teams. He had a great game versus Green Bay. The guy has played well. You're going to go to the Saturday, July 31st public practice now. I do not live close to Detroit or even Michigan, so I'll have to get a plane ride. And I don't have that kind of money, man. I'll try to watch games, but that's a no for me. Do you think Afitu Melifuanu will change positions from CB to strong safety? I don't know. Maybe the coaches have talked about his versatility. I have no idea what's going to happen. I like him as a safety, but I think he's going to be listed as a corner, but or listed as a safety, but he's going to do everything. If you watch my Afitu's video on him, he's a versatile chess piece that can do just about everything. I'm very excited to see what he can do because he's got the size to do just about anything. He's got speed to play in the slot. He ran a 4.440. I'm really excited to see what if he can do. I'm over Bryant Hand and Flowers. I understand Bryant Hand, and I don't get the Flowers one. Why don't you like Flowers? His 2019 season was fantastic. Last year he was just hurt. No way we may see a transition from. No, we may see transition from. Who knows? I don't think it's going to happen. Okuda's been playing cornerback out there, and I think he wants to play cornerback. I think he'll only change when he doesn't want to be there. What's up, plays? Oh, what's up, Bo? Welcome to the den, man. Glad to see you here. Now Jonah Williams is meh. Yeah, he's meh. Are you a hamburger or cheeseburger guy? I'm a cheeseburger guy. And a large part of that is because of Pink Panther. I want a cheeseburger. I love that. The coaching staff is really loving on Victor Bolden. I don't care. Whoever wins, whoever wins. That's what I love. We got competition. If Victor Bolden can pop out, great. I just want guys that are get us to win. And none of our undrafted free agent guys can beat out Victor Bolden. Good. They didn't deserve it all day. He's not worth the money. Trey Flowers? Okay. I wanna talk about Trey Flowers then real quick. Did you ever watch my Trey Flowers video on Pride? See if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. 2020. It's final. Ah, I need to find it real quick. There's a little stat I'm trying to find on PFF. Ahead of the 2020. I cannot. Oh, here it is. No, that's 32 offenses. I can't find it. Okay, well, basically, one Pride. Trey Flowers has a lot of pressures. They don't the things we don't see from Trey Flowers are not just the sack numbers. We didn't get to see much of him last year because he was hurt and he wasn't healthy. But in 2019, he had over 60 pressures and the 7.5 sacks. Maybe I agree with you. 90 million, not worth that money. But I think you can restructure. And he's one of our better players, and he does more than just the sack players. He's one of our leaders, and so I like Flowers. He plays a lot better than I think people see. I think people only look at the sack numbers, but this man had 7.5 sacks and over 60 pressures in 2019, and he's amazing as a run stopper with 50 tackles. Any breakout players for this year? I got Tracy Walker for sure. Tracy Walker is one of them. That's definitely a good breakout player to put in. I'm not going to count DeAndre Swift because I think everyone's kind of got him as a breakout player. He kind of broke out last year a bit with his 100-yard games. Everyone just knows he had to be used. I can't put DJ Hawkinson because once again he broke out. He established himself as a top 5 tight end. So my breakout player for the Detroit Lions next year is Julian Okwara. I know it might be a surprise, but Julian Okwara had a better pass rush win rate than Chase Young in college and the same pressure rate as Chase Young. I was very impressed with Julian Okwara. His pass rush ability to even go out coverage as well is just insane. He's got the moves, and he's motivated. We're seeing here. He's saying he wants double-digit sack season with Romeo. Those two are just going to be motivated to get sacks, to get pressure. I'm very excited to see what Julian Okwara can do next season. Cheeseburger all day. Yes, cheeseburger, man. It's the most American answer, man. Oh, I gotcha. Didn't know you were local. Yeah, you're fine. I've never mentioned where I live. I'm never gonna mention where I live, but yeah, I'm not a local boy. Definitely not a Michigan person. I'm a sushi guy and peanut butter chicken. What is peanut butter chicken? Please tell me you put peanut butter on your chicken. Is that an actual thing? Flowers has a lot to prove this year for sure. Exactly. He needs to prove that he can stay healthy because in both 2019 and 2020 he has dealt with injury stuff. Lasagna or spaghetti is the more important question. Spaghetti. It's easy. Spaghetti. It's easy. No, I just found your channel when we were talking about the Bengals. Yeah. Oh, okay. I remember that one time. Yeah. Watch my Trey Flowers video. I got some stuff to talk about him. Maybe after the live, but I think he's going to be a lot better. I think he improves even his sack numbers a bit if considering the fact that there's actually pass rush. Because in 2019 he had 7.5 sacks when he was the only good pass rusher. And last year he didn't get much to prove himself because of injury. And I think he would have done better. Man, that's tough. I love both of them, but my mom makes a mean lasagna and my wife got the recipe. Ooh. Fair enough. Let's see. Ooh, there it is. There's some comments. I'm lactose intolerant with a dairy allergy, but I'll deal with the pain for lasagna. You do you, Bo. Did staying with the 3-4 defense surprise you? I thought we'd change it back to a 4-3. Yes, I actually thought we were going to stay at 3-4 until we drafted Aleem McNeil. That's when I thought we were switching to a 4-3, but apparently not. We're going to be going with a 3-4, and we're just going to be moving Romeo and Trey to outside linebacker. So now it makes sense. I thought we'd switch back to 4-3 when you drafted Aleem, but I guess that's not the case anymore. Now, Julian might be something. I 100% agree. The man, I really love that guy. I also just tried to give you guys more of an answer that isn't like the main basis, because everyone kind of says Tracy, Swift, and Hawkinson, and I'm trying to get out of the barrel, bring you guys some new content. I'm hoping our new D-line coach from Jacksonville can make the line good, like the Jags for good AFC Championship game. I don't know. He's unproven. He had some pretty interesting defenses in Tampa Bay, but he also had a good defensive line in Seattle. So he's had 2 of 3 good D lines, but then he also had some pretty bad ones at the end of his Jacksonville career. He's definitely a 50-50 coach, but he's nice and experienced. I really like that about him. Yeah, he's a really good fit to the scheme, man. I'm really excited to see what Julian can do next year. Exactly. The only reason I thought we were going 4-3 is because of Anzoni's addition and the Aleem addition. Because at first it didn't make sense because we had 3 defensive tackles and Brockers and Leem and Levi. And we also had Hand and Penasini. So I was like, whoa. Why did we get 5 defensive tackles? So I was just kind of surprised there. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta blow my nose again. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Let's get back into it. No, we had too many. Yeah, I agree. 100%. Once Sandy's got to stay healthy. Yeah. Okay. Nah. It's spaghetti. It's gotta be spaghetti. Spaghetti is just a great versatile pasta. It tastes good. I like lasagna, but spaghetti is just, it's the better food. And lasagna and spaghetti are both Italian foods. So why is it that spaghetti is the more known Italian food? Just saying. The pizza rank of the Italian foods goes pizza, spaghetti, and lasagna, and we all know it. It's just fact. Spaghetti's better. That amazing sauce of it. I think he can, though, and he'll have a decent season. Yeah. No. Parsons was my number 2. I really liked Parsons. Like, I kind of liked Parsons, unlike most people. I didn't see the comparison of Jared Davis at all. Parsons had much better athletic profile than Jared Davis, and I think he had a better run stuff potential than Davis did. I'm glad you're a Lions fan. Peanut butter and chicken would be protein all day. Yeah, man, you get that protein, you work out. There you go. I don't know, man. Peanut butter and chicken does not sound like it belongs. That's gonna be so dry. Oh, I like spaghetti too. My bowels prefer spaghetti by a large margin. Yes. Haha. No debate for you, that dude. Gotta try it. All right. If I'm cooking, I'm making spaghetti. Lasagna is work. Yes. I will try it. Yes. You think we've blown out the bait? I don't know. I, I don't know how healthy we're going to be. If we're going right now, I have no idea what will happen. I think the Bengals will have a solid enough offense not to be blown out. Their defense, I have so many questions about their defense. I think they'll have a worse defense than us. Facts. Because Levi and Lean can pass rush. We got so much pass rush, guys. We got Brockers, who had 5 sacks last year, and I believe it was 18 pressures. We got Aleem McNeil, who had a total 17.5 sacks and had a season with 5.5 sacks as a nose tackle. Then you got yourself Levi Onwuzurike, who as a nose tackle got himself over 7.5 sacks, playing in the Pac-12, was a great run stuffer with an arsenal of pass rush moves, with a great athletic burst, can play anywhere among the D-line, and he's got that kneecap biter mentality. He wants to put people on their butt. Then you got Drew Nakora, as you guys stated, same pressure rate as Chase Young, better pass rush win rate than Chase Young. And he was freaking injured. That guy is just fantastic. I really like that guy. And then guess what? We also still have Trey and Romeo. And if Romeo can continue to get even better, we got ourselves a pass rush. Oh my gosh, we haven't had a pass rush since 2014. I'm so excited for this pass rush, honestly. Yeah, Jay Akora was good as rushing as Young, and I loved. I don't take a vet puck. I don't know. I think he'll be healthy in the superstar too, man. I'm really excited to see what Julian Okora can do. Yeah, I say 35-21 Lions Bengals. That's your prediction. we can't go out here predicting large scale wins for the Lions yet. I mean, our only blowout was the Jags last year, so I don't know. I hope you guys are right. I love the hopium, guys. I hope we blow someone out on Pride Warrior. All close games make me feel an ulcer. Yeah. So long as it isn't another comeback, man. I don't want to come back every game again like we had during the Stafford era. 45-10 Lions. I hope you're right. Do you follow Matt Boehm's RAS reports? I've seen some of them, yes. He's the little guy with the bomb, and he has the little athletic scores, and they kind of go from red to green. He's pretty good. Yes, he did amazing. I really wish I could say your name. Itachi Uchiha. No, Uchiha. I think I said your name right. I don't know. I really like Brad Holmes' first draft. He finally invested into the trenches when we'd never seen trenches at all from the other drafts. We saw maybe like one. We had like one draft actually. Bob Quinn when he drafted Decker and Glasgow and Dahl. That was it. Oh hey, what up, Luke? I'm doing pretty good, man. Levi would be a nightmare at 3 Tech. Oh, he's going to be a nightmare already, man. I am so excited for Levi. Especially since he's playing an end. That man is 293 pounds playing at the 3 Tech or end. Whew, he's going to kill it. Wash it down with a big glass of milk. Okay. Oh, I love seeing the support from Pride Nation. I do too, man. It's just going so well. And I know a large part of it is from me going on your show. So once again, man, thank you. I'm still kind of in awe. I re-listened to our entire live yesterday, and I was just like, wow, I can't believe I went on Luke Cheese show. So that was an awesome day, and I know a large part of this is you, because when I tried to do lives, the only person who ever came on here was the OG man here himself, and that dude live. So big part of that. So remember we had no pass rush, and now boom, yes, I know, John. We all felt that pain. I don't really know what Patricia was thinking. I mean, that man literally sent in 2 men as pass rush, and he thought, oh, all I need is Trey Flowers. What do you think about this year's free agency from Eric Ellerby? I don't know. I like that we didn't overspend. This is one of the first draft ever. I mean, some free agencies that we had in a while that we didn't overspend. When we had Bob Quinn, there was at least like one every year. Trey Flowers, $90 million. As much as I like Flowers, he hasn't done enough really to earn $90 million. As much as I think he's a great player and one of our better players. And then we got Jesse James to do nothing. Like literally, he had like what 3 plays and that's it. Sorry, he don't draft a mentor. And then we got Big V for that 50 million. But this, we didn't do anything. We got Romeo Okwara at a pretty fair price, and we didn't overspend. But we got some players on good 1-year deals. We got Jamal Williams on cheap. What was it? $6 million deal, and we got Tyler Williams on a pretty solid 1-year deal. We got Prashad Perriman, players that like can bring an impact, but we, if they don't work, okay, low risk, high reward. I love that. What game do we see Mr. Nasty? When Big V gets hurt, inevitably, or when Big V just completely sucks and Campbell's like, we need to win games. So I love the pick for June Aguar. Sorry, typo at the word. Yeah, don't worry, we all have those days. More will come. I know they will. Thanks, bro. It's just great, man. Like the support has just been insane. Just going on the live, I did not expect so many people to just come in there. Like I got 100. I got over 100 now, Luke. So I know a big part of that is you, man. And it's been such a blessing that I've been having, man. It's just been a lot of fun just seeing the channel grow and people like liking my videos. So it's been a blast. We still got a gaping hole at safety. We don't talk about it. Shh. We don't. Yeah, no. Actually, we'll go back to that. It's hope that Tracy Walker does better. And maybe Will Harris. I don't know. Will Harris is a hard player for me to believe in because when I did my video on that, it took me 4 hours to find positive plays on Will Harris. But Tracy Walker, on the other hand, that man is fantastic. I love Tracy. I think he'll have a blow up season. I think being rid of Patricia will make it a blow up. I'm not even concerned about Tracy Walker rebound season. Let's get them likes up. Yeah, let's get them likes up, guys. Thanks, that dude. Yeah, I'm thinking that they must like Will Harris or think they have one of those undrafted free agents. Hey, don't forget about Dean Marlowe as well. I've done a little bit of film research on Dean Marlowe. He has some potential. I also think maybe they realized, oh, hey, we can't address every single position, and we might as well see what we got out of Will Harris and Bobby Price and Jalen Elliott and Tracy Walker. See what we get out of these instead of just spending a draft pick. I personally would have gone with Paris Ford instead of Jamar Jefferson at the 7th round, just because of that safety spot. But I like this. I found you before the show like 3 hours before. Yeah, I'm glad you found the show, man. It's been a blast, honestly. Do you think Jared Goff has a lot to prove to people this year? Yes, he does. Jared Goff has had some struggles these last 2 years, and he's to prove that the reason that he's had a winning record is not because he's with the Rams. I'm very excited to see what he can do, and I think he will. I think he has a good chance to succeed. I'm not a huge fan of saying this player will definitely be good, but I think he can do it. I think he has the potential to be good. Statistically, Jared Goff is a top 5 quarterback with an O-line. If you want evidence, look at the 2017-2018 season. He had a top 6 O-line in both those years. In 2020, the O-line played really well up to, I believe it was the Miami game, and then they struggled. Look at the differences in his stats and play. He just needs an O-line to play well for him, and he plays fantastic. And the thing is, his best season in 2018, he also had a deep threat. That deep threat was Brandon Cooks. Now, guess how many deep threats the Lions have gotten? Tyler Williams, who's an all-around player and can do everything. But he's also a deep threat. Rashad Perriman, one of the fastest players in football. Deep threat. Khalif Raymond, deep threat. Amon-Ra St. Brown, yards after catch guy. That can be a Robert Woods from him. Quintez Cephas can be a Cooper Kupp-like player for him. Yeah. Not so many same old Lions for the season. Yes, I am so grateful for that. We haven't overpaid for anyone. We didn't overdraft for someone. We didn't draft an unknown player. We drafted well. We addressed the trenches. We didn't go after skill position players. We realized, hey, we need to protect our quarterback and we need to get a pass rush. I see you at 100. That's awesome. Just keep the content coming and make sure you speak those facts. Yes, sir. Will do, Luke, honestly. It's just been great. Like, I'm going to make sure that I keep this channel going well, man. You know what's crazy? These Bengals don't even have a general manager. They don't? Oh, yeah, that's right. Their GM is their owner, isn't it? Or is it Zach Taylor? Hold up. Who is the Bengals GM? Oh, my gosh, it's their owner. Oh, my word, that's hilarious. McVay might get us a pick in the 20s if McVay pulling the smartest man in the room. I don't know. We'll see what happens with McVay and the Rams. I personally like them, but I'm not as zealously following the Rams as a guy like Rams House, and Rams House is not confident in them. So I don't know. I'm pretty confident though that the Rams will be pretty solid and get to the playoffs again. This season's the one to test guys out. If a few of them takes a big step, we'll be rolling. Yeah, I'm actually very excited to see what happens with guys like Okuda, Julian, John Pendicini, who I think is a very underrated player. I'm very excited. I'm super excited for Quintez Cephas, man, and T.J. Hawkinson and Swift. I'm very excited what we have. All right, bye, Dad, dude. Thanks for coming, man. It's always an honor to have you on the show. No kidding, we didn't grossly reach for players like the Raiders. Dude, their contracts, man. It's just, I have a lot of questions for them. You know what happens when a Mack truck runs into a wall? He gets sold. Yes. Facts, man. Also, John, in reaction to your own line video for the name, how do you like the Ford assembly line? I want to know what your thoughts are on that. I just think that's pretty funny for our own line name. The Raiders really picked Alex Leatherwood. I don't know what they were thinking. That's a very questionable pick for me. I don't understand it, man. I dislike the move. I thought Tevin Jenkins was a better tackle than Alex Leatherwood. That's who they should have gotten after. I don't know what happened, but I don't know. I'm not a GM like Mike Mayock, so I don't know the draft boards, and maybe they really liked Alex Leatherwood and saw something I didn't. I don't know. That was such a bad pick. That's more Lions move. The Raiders pulled a more Lions move than the Lions did. That's almost as bad as like the Jelani Tavai pick. Like I can't believe they actually picked Alex Leatherwood. I don't know what and then I even thought they really reached on the Divine Diablo pick. I thought he was a fourth, fifth rounder, and I thought he was a late fourth. Motor City Maulers. That's pretty solid. But the reason I say Ford assembly line is it's kind of a reference to, since we play at Ford Field, the Ford assembly line was a history thing that the Fords did to actually like make their cars be produced. Well, and it was kind of like a revolutionary thing. I just thought it'd be kind of funny if we actually called our line the Ford assembly line. I don't know. Motor City Maulers is great too. Raiders looked at everyone's mock drafts and chooses someone nobody guessed. This is facts. That is doctrine. I will accept that is just the truth, man. I will never understand what the Raiders do every draft. It's confusing stuff. It's literally like they think, okay, what will give us headlines? I know, and then they go and pick that guy. With the 17th schedule, do you think Detroit will have a better chance of making the playoffs? Maybe. Maybe. I have no idea what's going to happen. There's so many question marks with this team. Luke G puts it best. We don't know what's going to happen with this team. We haven't seen a single snap. We haven't even seen a preseason snap. So we don't know how good each player is. We could be a playoff team and no one could see it coming. We could be as bad as the 2008. We don't know. But I do think we have a better chance than before because we can get 8 wins and make the playoffs now. I don't know how that came to be, but we can. We can seriously get to the playoffs a lot easier. We probably would have gone to the playoffs almost every year under Caldwell had it been 17-game schedule. Schedule. So I don't know. I think statistically, yes, we have a better chance. But we also have to worry about the fact that we play in a tough division that contains the Vikings and the Packers and the guys we don't care about. And so, I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, yeah. Who likes the name? Let's go. Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of good names. I think a lot of people have been very clever with the online names. But fair enough. The floor, 0-16. Sorry, 0-17. The ceiling, 17. No, I actually have no idea. I think our floor is 5 wins. I think we're a 4 or 5 win team. And I think our ceiling is 10 to 11. I don't really think that there really is anything to really worry about. I, I, I don't know. I just think that there's some talent in there that we forget to have. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go there. I think our floor is 4 or 5 wins, but we're gonna be competitive like the Giants and Dolphins are in their first year of their coaches. But I think our ceiling is we are a playoff team. I think we have that potential. I think we, especially since Aaron Rodgers might leave, and if Aaron Rodgers is gone, I think we have a real chance to make the playoffs. Especially because I'm not a huge Jordan Love fan, I really think we could. I call them the reach around Raider. That Okay, we'll call them the reach around Raiders now. The channel, all right? They're no longer the Vegas Raiders. They're now the reach around Raiders. Okay, that's the comment of the day. I think we beat the Packers both games. Look how close our games have been with Rodgers. I firmly believe Rodgers is the only reason they're good. They have one elite receiver who only became good like recently. I think people forget that Davante Adams was at first a bust with the Packers. I think his play will. I think he'll still be an elite receiver, but I think his play will drop with Aaron Rodgers being gone. I think he will struggle with Jordan Love because I'm not confident in Jordan Love. And okay, fair enough. The refs are pretty bad, but it was 22-23 because our offense was getting beat up. But I think our offense is going to be way better. We actually got a run game now. We got actual like bold players. I'm just saying that the Packers, their defense has regressed every year. Let's go. Here's an example. In the 2019 season, they had the ninth ranked defense. If we go to 2020, they went to 13th. Now, my biggest issue is they've regressed every year, and somebody say, "Oh, 13th still great." That's pretty regressful if you actually look. Their run defense has been their bane. Their pass rush has regressed. I don't know. I need a freaking mute Discord, man. I'm getting so many freaking notifications. But their pass rush has regressed. Their only player who played well last season's pass rush was Frank Clark and Smith. The other Smith brother regressed. And Rashawn Gary has been, well, not good. Uh, I think, and I think that I don't like their secondary. Darnell Savage is good, and Jair Alexander is elite, and Adrian Amos is pretty solid. But Kevin King looks like burnt toast against Scotty Miller. I'm not a huge fan of Eric Stokes. I thought that was, I don't know. I think that's, I'm not confident the Packers next year. And here's a note. Here's the Packers defensive coordinator. It's not Mike Pettin. It's Joe Barry. Joe Barry is the defensive coordinator of the Packers. Guess who's the Lions head coach? Why is his Wikipedia in it is Arabic? Okay, it's fixed now. This man was the Lions defensive coordinator the 2008 season. Why do we think the Packers are going to have a good defense next year when they've regressed every year? They're losing their head coach. They're not they're their quarterback. That's going to take away motivation, man. Unless Jordan Love is a motivational guy. What's your bold prediction for the Lions or a Lions player? I think my bold prediction: Julian McGuire gets 10 sacks. That's my bold prediction. Tracy Walker also reaches 100 tackles again. Welcome to the den, Dr. Detroit. Eh? Eh? You really think I'm going to fall for it? You really think I'm going to... Just kidding. Who's Joe? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think it's hard to predict the Lions players next season. I think Tracy Walker will bounce back. Actually, here's a better prediction than Julian. I think Jeff Okudah will revive himself next season. Because if we look at Jeff Okudah didn't have as bad of a season as Darius Slay. Darius Slay also struggled to begin his career. Lots of corners struggled in the beginning of their career. And not only that, Okudah was not only battling an injury, but he was in a terrible scheme that didn't even teach him how to watch film, apparently, that played man coverage every play. It was a terrible regime with a terrible secondary coach, with a terrible head coach, with no motivation. Now he's got two secondary legends in Aubrey Pleasant and Aaron Glenn, with a much better defensive scheme and a much smarter guys. I thought paying for Aaron Jones was a mistake. You never pay for a running back. It's the golden rule of football. Aaron Jones is a good player, but I don't know. I mean, why draft A.J. Dillon? Then, I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. Never liked the secondary, and I don't think bringing back Kevin King, the Gang Stokes, solves the problem. I agree. Isn't it kind of funny Detroit started getting good players after Stafford left to the Rams? Like, Stafford only won a run game and good O-line. Yeah, it's very sad. It's his fault, though. He chose to leave. He's the one that asked for the trade. It was not Brad Holmes. So, he's got to hope that the Rams serve him well. Every year, we down talk the Packers. Every year. Then they go 13-3. The only bright side is hopefully Rodgers and the refs are gone. Do we? Do the Packers go every year? I mean, fair point. We all made fun of them last year. That's fair enough. That we all made fun of them for getting Jordan Love. Now, if only my internet could load, because I'm apparently stuck at a white screen. There we go. I fixed it. What was the record in 2018? 6-9-1. 2017. 7-9. 2016. They went 10-6. So they can have their struggles. The Packers aren't gods, and the main reason that they are always so good is because, well, I don't know. Aaron Rodgers. Every time it's Aaron Rodgers who has to come and save the day. Rodgers is gone. If Rodgers was there, I would 100% agree with you. But now we're relying on Jordan Love, who had a terrible senior season with the Green Bay Packers. And the Packers also are the same people that decided DeShone Kizer was a good guy to bring in. And drafted Brett Hundley. So we don't know how good they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be that great. Are you worried about Justin Fields with the Bears? No. Ohio State quarterbacks don't succeed in the Bears quarterbacks. He's filled with a curse, with a terrible organization, with a little O-line, and has his number one receiver doesn't want to be there. I don't like Justin Fields all that much. The guy struggled against top competition. He had the one game versus Clemson, and then he had that game against Wisconsin. But other than that, the man struggled against Clemson in the first game, struggled versus Alabama, barely beat Northwestern. The only reason he even beat Northwestern wasn't even him. It was Trey Sermon. He's gotten saved a bunch of times. People even forget that Justin Fields also even had this. He struggled versus Indiana. He had his games, of course. His Clemson game was fantastic in 2020. But he also struggled against Clemson. I think those two kind of cancel out. He should not even gone to the Clemson game because he should have lost to Northwestern. Northwestern actually had a competent offense. They would have beaten them. The scary thing about Fat Matty is he almost beat the Pack at Lambeau, the face mask. Yeah, if Matt Patricia could nearly beat the Packers with Aaron Rodgers, I think Campbell can too. I'm just saying. I think Green Bay got worse in the offseason. I agree. They've gotten worse the last two offseasons. Both their drafts have been awful. I do not like the Packers draft. Eric Stokes was a bad selection. I gave that a D plus. Josh Myers was a reach at center. He is not going to replace their center in Lindsey. I don't know. They drafted Amari Rodgers, who I do not think is that amazing of a receiver. Good point. Thank you, Luke. Scout the player, not the helmet. That's my rule for example. Look at Justin Herbert. I did. I don't like his film. I even mentioned the games that he's played in. Because do you know what the Lions also did? We scouted the player, not the helmet. Because I'm just saying, we supposedly scouted at the almighty Austin Bryant. Because beforehand, their pass rush didn't really produce anybody. We took Austin Bryant. How'd that go for us? It didn't go very well. Because name one. How many good pass rushers had come from Clemson before that Clemson D line came? Not really many that I can even remember off the top of my head. There's a couple, but I don't know. And also, what does Justin Fields have? He has a 40 type. But there's nothing I don't think that we see at Justin Fields that we do every draft. I like him a bit, but I don't love him all that much. And here's my thing. Production matters. It's no different than a school producing a quarterback is no different than getting a production from a company. Here, give me a moment. A good example is production of things. People debate about Apple and Microsoft products. But also, everyone also knows that Google Chrome is better than Microsoft Edge, right? So what are you going to use? The better, shinier product? Or are you going to use the product that actually has success and a history of success compared to the one that's made fun of? Football is a lot like that. Production matters where group comes from because they train those players. Sometimes that changes. But look at Joe Burrow. Are you saying look at Joe Burrow if don't look at the helmet? Or because I don't really think he counts as an LSU quarterback. I mean, I don't think LSU didn't have anybody that really produced. But also, once again, you say that again. Look at Joe Burrow. How good was Joe Burrow last year? Don't make fun of Tua Tagovailoa. But Joe Burrow had a 6.7 yards per throw average and 13 touchdowns to 5 picks. He's not proven anything yet. There's no potential. There's no indication that Burrow is a successful quarterback yet. People also said, don't scout the helmet, scout the player. Tua Tagovailoa. When everyone knows Alabama QBs don't succeed. And look how good Tua Tagovailoa was his rookie year. He wasn't good. I do not like Darrisaw at all. You wound me. I actually liked Darrisaw. I know he has penalties. Yeah, Vikings have been having good off seasons. I'm very scared about their building. Hopefully, they always kind of choke it out, though. So, we'll see what happens. Hoping Cephas can eventually unseat Perriman. Alan Trusses drops. Cephas is a seat sleeper. Watch my video on Cephas. You'll know how much I like Cephas. My man is a great player. Cephas? I believe a large part of the reason we didn't see more of a blowout from Cephas is because we had 3 great receivers, but also because Stafford had a lot of uncatchable footballs thrown his way. I like their free agency, but I thought the draft wasn't the greatest. I need to relook at their draft. Who the Vikings draft? Christian Darrisaw, Kellen Mond, Chasserat, Wyatt Davis, Patrick Jones. I don't even know who their running back is. Cameron Bynum, Janarius Robinson, Amir Smith-Marset, Zach Davidson, Jalen Twyman. I thought that draft solid. I like Darrisaw, but he's a mauler. He just needs to work on holding penalties. Kellen Mond, he has potential. We'll see how he develops behind Kirk Cousins. Chasserat, I loved. I really like that player. Wyatt Davis, good guard. Patrick Jones, meh. Cameron Bynum, meh. Janarius Robinson, pretty solid. Amir Smith-Marset, great gadget player. Zach Davidson won't do anything. Jalen Twyman, I don't know. I wonder who'd be the first wave of cuts. I don't know. We don't know how good this team, what technically the Lions officially want. But if I had to make guesses on players that will get cut first, I think Damian Ratley will be cut. I think Geronimo Allison will be cut. I think, let's see. That's what we have. I think Jalen Elliott will be cut. I think Jerry Jacobs will be cut. He's being outshined by Mike Ford. I think Anthony Pittman will be cut. And I don't know. Austin Nicholas was the big advocator for getting Tua. I remember watching that in Dos Dion's comments. The only quarterback that would have been worth it was Justin Herbert. The fact that Lions fans wanted Tua, who had nothing that Stafford couldn't ring, amazes me. But I'm with you. I think Fields will bust because he went to a bad landing spot. Maybe. Who would be the Lions' first surprise cut? This answer doesn't work because it wouldn't be very surprising. I think Austin Bryant will be. If I was going to say who will be the first surprised cut, I think probably the biggest surprise would be Deshaun Hand. If he needs to stay healthy. And he's kind of a bigger name. But I think another player who could be kind of a surprise cut that the Lions have could be Will Harris. I think Will Harris is a big player that could get cut. He's a third-round draft pick who has really struggled, and if he doesn't improve, he doesn't have a good camp. I think Will Harris could be a very big surprise. I can't believe this guy was cut. Kind of a deal. I mean, he's a young player, so he's my surprise cut for you, Luke. No, man, John, you really like Austin Bryant. Oh, whoops! I actually went to Discord. But no, and they're going at it, Luke, in there. I heard he can't read defenses. Justin Fields? That's a false narrative. Justin Fields can read defenses. I just don't think he's elite at it. But I think he can read defenses as well as Goff. I think he just focuses down on receivers too much, and I don't think he makes reads fast enough. And I don't think he has that physical. I don't think he has the arm. That really fascinates me with him. I don't know. OMG, I want Herbert so bad. Yeah. Listen, no one knew. Everyone was saying Herbert was going to be so bad, and then people just wanted Stafford gone. Those Stafford fans would have preferred anyone. But then when Stafford actually left, they're like, LOL, he sucks. There is no winning with those players. I firmly believe that the reason Herbert was good is because he was put in a good situation. He had an offensive-minded head coach, and he was able to develop behind a good quarterback. And there's... Also, John, I just want to say, you're such a legend with those pink earbuds in your videos. You're braver than I am in that regard. But I mean, video's gotta be a video. But Yeah, man. Like I don't know. I just really enjoyed what I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Fields. I I don't know. I just have a bad feeling when it comes to him too. I'm not a big fan of when you're on a top team that you can barely that you have a inconsistent track record versus other top teams. And also when you got lucky, when you got bailed out twice. He threw 3 interceptions versus Indiana, barely won, and he was awful versus Northwestern and was bailed out by Trey Sermon. So I am not a fan of Fields. I don't think he'll. I think he's going to be second most likely to bust other than Mac Jones. All right, so I think I'm going to last like 10 more minutes, and I think I'm going to end the live, guys. Also, I want to celebrate getting 100 subs. So, what should I do, guys? Like, should I like play a should I like play a certain game that you guys want? How should I celebrate with you guys getting 100 subs? Because I see that as a community effort of getting me to 100 subs. So, what would be a fun way for you guys that you want me to see me do to celebrate 100 subscribers? That's kind of what I've been trying to pull out here. You think Fields a bust though? With the Bears, yeah. I think the big thing with him is he's in a bad situation with a horrible GM and a horrible head coach with questionable talent surrounding him. After Allen Robinson, they got a potentially good player in Darnell Mooney, but that's it. Cole Kmet showed me nothing his rookie year. And to be fair, his rookie tight ends developed, so I don't know. I was never a huge Cole Kmet fan anyways. Mac Jones went to Belichick. You know who also went to Belichick? Ryan Mallett. Do you know who also went to Belichick? Matt Castle. Do you do you know who also went to Bill Belichick? Cam Newton. Just because someone goes to Bill Belichick does not mean they'll have success. We'll see what happens with Mac. I think Mac was in the best situation possible for him, though. I will agree with you with that. Tell me you watch the Austin Bryant hyped college highlights of the music. Say you don't want to see him bust out. I like Austin Bryant. I hope he succeeds. I love that guy. I think he had his profile as Austin Bryant for a while. But I like Austin Bryant. If he succeeds, I really hope he does well. I like the guy. He's a good guy. Oh man, I'm sorry, bro. I I'm sorry. They look here. It's a very 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 light red, just like they say in Red versus Blue. I hear that. I hope I can deliver. I'm about to have fun today. Oh, are you doing a live, Luke? Wilson, Lawrence, and Lance will hit. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. I really like Zach Wilson. Lawrence is I think, in a good situation. Lance is in a perfect situation. He's going to develop with Jimmy Garoppolo, with a great offensive mind, and Kyle Shanahan. I'm very excited for Lance. That's a quarterback I think that will succeed because he's in a great situation. How do you want to party? I don't know. I want to see how you guys want to celebrate getting 100 subs. Uh, I had a comment. I had a person to comment who actually happens to be one of my best friends, ironically. Say the way I should celebrate is I should blend a conco cono here. I'll put the word in here. I can't say it out loud. Copy. Control. This is wasted. I should blend that, and they already gave me ingredients. Ingredient 1 salsa, ingredient 2 A1 steak sauce. So I'd probably just have to drink that. I don't know if you guys want to see me suffer. That's one of them. Um, and I don't know any way that you guys think would be fun for me to celebrate. I could play a game. What you guys want to suggest me to do? Anything that would be a good suggestion for you guys that you guys say would celebrate, then yeah, go ahead. If we didn't get Sewell and Wilson fell to us, I would have taken Wilson. Well, if Sewell wasn't available, then Jamar Chase would have been available. or Rashawn Slater, and I would have gone Rashawn Slater. I'm sorry, but I would have either gone Rashawn Slater or Micah Parsons before I went Wilson. I want to see what we have with Goff first, because if Goff's a good quarterback, I'd rather not waste a draft pick on if we already have a good quarterback. So, I I don't know, man. Wilson's a good quarterback. He was the only quarterback that, unless like other than Lawrence, I would have been like, yeah, let's go get him, because I'm a huge fan of Zach Wilson. I love that guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or else I'm gonna bully you if you keep using your very very light red stuff. Better switch to them Lions. I can't speak. I have green headphones and I have no Lions gear currently on me or anywhere in here. All I got is a couple pictures over there, and yeah. Don't forget trading back was a big option. Maybe, yeah. Apparently Holmes was getting offers, so I would not have mind trading back and getting Rashawn Slater. That would have been pretty cool. I'm sure Luke G would have loved that, because I know he was a huge fan of Rashawn Slater. That man was pretty big on him. And yeah, I honestly would have really liked. I really liked Slater. Honestly, I really liked that we got both either tackles. Trading back would have been pretty nice if Sewell was not available, but I'm very happy we got Sewell. I really like how our draft just went out in total. So yeah, I'm very happy. But I don't know. There's always the what ifs in scenarios. I mean, what if we got this player? But I guess now we got to focus on the present, and I'm very happy with what we have. Who do I think had the worst draft? Los Angeles Rams, without a doubt. I really did not like the Rams draft at all. Let me see. Here. I don't know. The Rams had the pretty bad one. I didn't like the Bengals. The Bengals and Rams are up with each other, but the Ernest Jones was a bad pick. Tutu Atwell was a bad pick. I don't really care much for Robert Rochelle or Ernest Brown all that much. And the rest of the players I'm not too well acquainted with. I don't like the Bengals draft at all. I think passing on Sue was a bad move, and the rest of the draft was okay. I like Joseph Ozai, and I like Tyler Shelvin, but the rest I don't really care all that much for other than their kicker. And I also didn't really like Atlanta's draft all that much. I like the selection of Kyle Pitts, and Jalen and Richie Grant, but the rest I don't really care all that much for. I do like Avery Williams as returner, but that might be my Boise State fan over here, being biased, but I don't know. I also don't really like the Ravens draft all that much. I think Rashad Bateman does not fit anything that Lamar has. I think Lamar is a really large. I think Lamar is a really big yards after the catch player, but Rashad Bateman's a big possession player. Odofe away, man had 0 sacks. Why does anyone think he's going to be good? Ben Cleveland, he's just hyped up because of his size, and the rest of the draft I really don't care for other than Tylan Wallace. Excuse me, I got to turn on my notifications from my phone. Rookie mistake, guys. Do 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 do. Okay. Sorry, I got a date tomorrow, so I had some text from that. We can't be mad at Sewell facts. 100 push-ups throughout the day, and a record 10-50. Dang. You're gonna be ripped, bro. I bloody turned off notifications. What is this? What is this? Oh, there we go. Now it should be vibrating. Worst draft the reached about the range. Okay, but at least the Raiders got good players. I really, really like Trayvon Mokenrig and Malcolm Kuntze. I really, really like Tyreek Gillespie. I like those players. Like, I don't know. The Raiders are up there as well. I do agree. The Leatherwood pick was horrible. And and the Texans, I don't know. The Texans had a pretty bad draft too. Yeah, the Bengals did. Oh, I forgot about it. See, the thing is, I actually kind of like the Texans draft picks a bit. Davis Mills kind of reminds me of Jared Goff, and Nico Collins is a great receiver, and I think Brevin Jordan will be a solid tight end. And Garrett Waller was a pretty solid linebacker. Ray Lopez won't do anything in his career. It's a solid draft. It's definitely not the best draft they could have done. Now, who had the best drafts? One, the Detroit Lions. Two, the Detroit Lions. Three, the Detroit Lions. And four, okay, not really, but it depends on that. I think the Lions honestly had a top 3 NFL draft. Um, if we look here, I think the Lions nailed their selections. Penei Sewell, Levi, Aleem, Ifitu, Amon, Raw, Derek Barnes, and Jamar Jefferson. All great picks, other than maybe Jamar. I think another draft that also deserves to look at is the Cleveland Browns draft. Getting Greg Newsome, JOK, Andy Swartz, James Hudson, Tommy Togai were absolute steals. Even getting a good gadget player in Demetric Felton. I think another good draft is the Washington football team's draft. I really like Jama Davis, Sami Kamuchi, Benjamin St. Juste, Diami Brown, John Bates, Derek Force, all great selections. And you're getting a solid 7th-round player. And Dax Malai, I think Shaka Tony will also be a pretty solid player too. Those are kind of my, and I think the Buffalo Bills had an extremely underrated draft as well. I really like Gregory Rousseau and Carlos Basham. I think they have high end potential. I like that Carlos Basham reminds me a lot of Trey Flowers. I like that he can go among the entirety line, and I like that he uses his hands a lot. I really like Spencer Brown, and I like Marquis Stevenson. I even think Jack Anderson will be a solid guard that can replace Quinton Spain for the future. The Raiders did get awful value. The reach for Leatherwood was just awful. If you're mad at Sewell, the door is that way. The door's over here, guys. You can go to that door. Okay? If you're Matt Sewell. Oh my word. The fact is, I remember that one guy graded him as like a C++ for the selection of Sewell. And say fools for Sewell. What was a terrible draft. I'm not John, but there's fans at Thurfit that we passed on Fields. Oh, yeah, dude. The Chargers did have a solid draft, too. Let's see. I really liked Rashawn Slater and Sante Samuel. And I even like Josh Palmer, but I don't really care much for the rest of the draft. Palmer, I think, was a bit of a reach, too. I think he was more of a 4th, 5th rounder. The Bills? What do you mean? What do you mean they had a bad draft? What? The Bills got Gregory Rousseau, who had... What? The guy had 1% less of a pass pressure rate than Chase Young. And he got like, what was it, 15.5 sacks for Miami? And then he also had 54 tackles? Yeah. What do you mean? Their number one issue was pass rush, and they addressed it with Rousseau and Basham. And then they even addressed it, hey, we need to protect Josh Allen. So they went and got in trenches. And then they added a new receiver to replace John Brown, Marquis Stevenson, who was an amazing receiver. Them fans need a white jacket. Whatever you say, John. Whatever you say. Like, honestly, it's just hilarious that I don't get it. But I disagree with you, one Friday. I really like the Bills draft. Now, half of that is also I'm a huge Josh Allen fan, too. Allen was like my boy. 11 draft picks next year. I am ready. I am too. I just hope next year's draft is good because I kind of looked into next year's draft. I'm a bit worried. There's no like guaranteed good players, but there's always good players every draft. So I hope we just get the best player available. Yeah, yeah. So I think I'm about to end the stream, and one project got a thing. Get Slater. There was a robbery. Facts and Asante Samuel. Yeah, I just don't like the rest of the draft all that much. Just because you have 2 good draft picks doesn't mean you have a great draft, in my opinion. Bob Quinn got Taylor Decker and Jamal Agnew and Kenny Galladay. I mean, got Taylor Decker and Kenny Galladay. Was that a successful draft? I don't think so. I don't know. But I think I'm going to end it here. But if you guys can post what I think I should do to celebrate 100 subscribers, I'll go down. Thanks for the Q&A. Welcome, man. I had to make up for the audio problem in yesterday's stream. See you guys later. Thanks for coming. It was honestly a blast, and hope you enjoyed the time with the den. See you guys.